Good morning, students. Today we are going to start our last topic of the chapter number 5th, and here I have written some formulas. With the help of these formulas you can do short question of this chapter, short practical questions. Okay, here first formula is to find out total assets. As we know, assets are equal to capital plus liabilities. So if we have to calculate total assets of the firm, then we can calculate total assets that is equal to capital plus liabilities. And capital, if we have to calculate capital of the firm, then capital equals to assets minus liabilities, or closing capital. Closing capital means capital at the end. At the end means that is 31st of March. So closing capital equals to owner's capital in the beginning plus revenue minus expenses. And revenue minus expenses is the formula of calculating profit. If we have to calculate profit, then we can calculate profit as revenue minus expenses equals to profit. Or closing capital equal to opening capital. Owner's capital in the beginning can be we can set it opening capital plus profit means revenue minus expenses. And sometimes if we have given drawings in the question, then we have to subtract drawings from the profit. So with the help of this formula and this formula we can calculate closing capital, that is capital at the end. Or profit means profit we can also find by deducting expenses from revenue, or closing capital minus opening capital. Thus we can also calculate profit of the firm. Next formula is total liability. Total liability we have discussed in this in the starting of this chapter, that what is total liability. Total liability is equal to owner's capital plus outsiders capital. Total liability equals to owner's capital at the end plus other liabilities. Other liabilities means mainly the creditors, that is outsiders liability. So total liability owner's capital, because capital is owner's capital is also the liability of the business, and outsiders liability, that are creditors. Next, number 4th formula is to calculate opening capital. Opening capital we can calculate closing capital plus drawings minus additional capital minus profits. Or profits can be like if we have given drawings or additional capital also. Here no additional capital is given. Okay, and the profit, if additional capital is given in the question, then profit can also be calculated equals to closing capital plus drawings minus additional capital minus opening capital. Okay, means here we have added drawings and subtracted additional capital or fresh capital. Additional capital और fresh capital क्या होती है? Additional capital or fresh capital means capital brought by the owner during the year. Okay, for example, on July 1st 2018 Mr. X introduced fresh capital or additional capital rupees 50,000 in the business. Means Mr. X has brought 50,000 as capital during the year. So 50,000 is known as additional or fresh capital, not opening capital. Or owner can brought his capital, additional capital or fresh capital, and opening capital. I have said earlier that he can also brought it in kind also. It in kind means in some other means he can bring asset for the business. That means his personal car, he can brought his personal car in the business, means so the car is of business asset. And here I have taken one more example, that is Mr. X sold his personal car for rupees 50,000 and invested same amount in business. So 50,000 means the sale proceeds of the car is rupees 50,000 and he has invested this amount in the business. So it is also his, Mr. X's, fresh or additional capital. Okay, here we have some questions. These questions we will solve with the help of these formulas. So you have to write these formulas in your notebooks. First question is, if the capital of a business is rupees 70,000 and liabilities are rupees 40,000, calculate total assets. As we know, total assets are capital plus liabilities. So capital is 70,000 and liabilities are 40,000. So the total assets of the firm will be 1,10,000 rupees. Fine. Next question is, calculate total assets. Total assets, that is capital given 4 lakh, creditors rupees 3 lakh, revenue earned during the year rupees 7,50,000, expenses rupees 2 lakh, value of unsold stock, that is known as closing stock, rupees 2 lakh. Here total assets, the formula of total assets equals to liabilities or capital plus capital, or capital plus liabilities. And we have also given in this question, that is revenue and expenses are given. So if we have given expenses and revenue in the formula, and the revenue minus expenses is the formula of profit, so we can also find assets equals to capital plus liabilities plus profit. So we can also find write this formula as capital plus liabilities plus profit. Profit is revenue minus expenses. Liabilities of the business are 3 lakh rupees, that is creditor of the business, 3 lakh rupees plus capital 4 lakh, and profit means revenue of the business is 7,50,000 minus expenses are rupees 2 lakh. So 3 lakh plus 4 lakh plus rupees 5,50,000 is a profit. Thus the assets of the firm are rupees 12,50,000 is the answer. Value of unsold stock we will not take it in the question. That's why, because assets, all the assets means asset side of the balance sheet, and here total of assets is 12,50,000, so the closing stock is also included in this amount. So now we will not take it again. Next question is, A commenced his cloth business on 1st April 2018 with a capital of rupees 30,000. On 31st March 2019, his assets were rupees 50,000 and liabilities were rupees 10,000. Find out his closing capital and profits on the during the year. We have to find the closing capital and profits of the business, and we have given capital, that is capital of rupees 30,000 on 1st April, and 1st April means opening capital, means capital in the beginning or opening capital, and we have to calculate closing capital, that is on 31st March. And we have given assets, that is 50,000, and liabilities, that is rupees 10,000. So we can put the formula that assets are equals to capital plus liabilities. So capital means opening capital. We have not given capital is not given because it is the opening capital, and we will take closing capital. And assets are rupees 50,000, capital is not given, it is opening capital, we will not take it as this capital. So liabilities are 10,000 rupees. You have to put the sign of money. Now capital equals to capital or closing capital, we can say it, equals to assets minus liabilities, that is 50,000 minus 10,000 equals to rupees 40,000, means assets minus liabilities equals to capital, and 40,000 is our closing capital. And we have to find also, we have to find profit also. Profits of the business means revenue minus expenses, and we have not given revenue and expenses in this question, so we can use the other formula to calculate profit. We have 3 formulas to calculate profit, that is revenue minus expenses, closing capital minus opening capital, or closing capital plus drawing additional capital minus opening capital. And we have not given drawings and additional capital, closing and opening capital is given, so we can use this formula also, closing capital minus opening capital, or we have I have written this formula in here I have written this formula, closing capital minus opening capital. So profit is closing capital minus opening capital, that is closing capital is rupees 40,000 as we have found it, minus opening capital, that is rupees 30,000. So we have profits of rupees 10,000. Okay. Next question is, Miss X has following assets and liabilities on 31st March 2019. That means closing date. Determine his capital. We have to find out his capital, and we have given assets and liabilities, that is cash rupees 25,000, bank 47,500, that is 18,000, creditors 22,000, plant and machinery 80,000, building 2 lakh, furniture 24,000, bills receivable 56,500, bills payable rupees 23,500. And we have formula that assets are equals to capital plus liabilities. Okay, and capital of the business we have to find out, and so the formula is assets minus liability, capital equals to assets minus liability. And first of all we will do total of assets, that is cash is asset, bank asset, debtors, plant and machinery, building, furniture, and bills receivable are the assets of the firm. We will do total all assets. You have to write full asset, that is cash plus bank plus debtors, okay, so on. And the total of assets equals to rupees 4,51,000, and liabilities are only creditor is a liability for the business, and bills payable is the liability of the business, and 22,000 plus 23,500, that is rupees 45,500. So the capital is equals to 4,51,000. 5,500. Okay. And the next question is calculate total liability. Total liability we have to calculate, and if we have given owner's capital in the beginning, that is opening capital rupees 60,000, creditors at the end rupees 50,000, means liability, revenue rupees 70,000, expenses 65,000. Also calculate amount of owner's capital at the end, total liability and owner's capital at the end. So first we can calculate closing capital, and the formula of closing capital is owner's capital in the beginning plus profit, means revenue minus expenses, and we have not given drawings in this question, so we can calculate closing capital or capital at the end equals to opening capital or capital in the beginning plus profit, means profit means that is revenue minus expenses, and opening capital we have capital in the beginning rupees 60,000 plus profit means revenue minus expenses, revenue is rupees 70,000 minus expenses rupees 65,000. As if in the question we have loss, means if our expenses are more than our revenue, then business will have loss, then we can subtract loss from opening capital, means profit will be added and loss will be subtracted from the opening capital. Okay, mind it. And the answer will be 60,000 plus 5,000, that is rupees 65,000 closing capital, and we can calculate total capital total liability as total liability equals to owner's capital at the end plus other liabilities, and other liabilities means we have only one liability in this question, that is creditors at the end rupees 50,000. So the formula means closing capital, that is capital at the end plus other liabilities, and closing capital we have found it, that is rupees 65,000 plus other liabilities, that is creditor rupees 50,000. So we have total liabilities 1,15,000, that is 60 plus 50, that is 1,15,000, that is the answer. Okay, and next I have question, we have a question, that is X started a business on 1st April 2018 with the capital of rupees 50,000. This is 1st April capital, means opening capital of the business, and a loan of rupees 25,000, and a loan taken from Y, means a loan is taken from by Y, so Y is the creditor of the business. During 2018-19 he had introduced rupees 15,000 for he had introduced additional capital or fresh capital of rupees 25,000 and had withdrawn rupees 15,000 for personal use, means personal use means that is his drawings, his means access drawing, and access fresh capital or additional capital. On March 31st 2019 means at the end of the year, his assets were rupees 1,50,000. Assets are given, find his capital as on 31st March 2019, this is closing capital we have to find, and profit or loss which he had incurred we have to find it. Okay, so you can also write in the solution that what we have given in the question, that you can also write opening capital is given, profit is given, loan is given, and so on. Whatever is given in the question you can also write in the solution also. Okay, so we have to calculate closing capital and profit. The formula of closing capital is owner's capital in the beginning plus revenue, and in this question we have not given revenue and expenses, so we cannot use this formula opening capital plus profit. No, we can also we can't use this formula also. So we can use this formula, that is capital equals to assets minus liabilities, because we have given in this question, that is assets are 1,50,000 and liabilities means we have given a liability, that is loan taken from Y, means loan is the liability for the business. So we can calculate capital at the end by deducting his assets minus liabilities, that is 1,50,000 minus 25,000, means closing capital equals to assets minus liabilities. Assets are 1,50,000 and liability a loan taken from Y. You can also write what is the liability, that is loan taken from Y, unit of money, and we have capital is 1,25,000 closing capital, and profit we can find the profit, that is profit is closing capital minus opening capital, and but we have also given some other additional information also, so we use this formula to calculate profit, that is closing capital plus drawings we have given plus minus additional capital we also have given, and opening capital we have in this question. So we use this formula, that is closing capital plus drawings minus additional capital or fresh capital minus opening capital. Closing capital we have calculated, that is rupees 1,25,000. Drawings, he has withdrawn cash from the business, that is rupees 15,000. So 15,000 rupees minus additional capital is rupees 25,000 minus opening capital is rupees 50,000. So the answer is rupees 65,000. Profit is 65,000 and closing capital is 1,25,000. Okay. Now the last question I have written, on 31st of March 2019 the total assets and external liabilities were rupees 1,03,000. During the year the proprietor had introduced additional capital, means fresh capital 10,000, and had withdrawn rupees 6,000 for personal use, means drawings. He made a profit of rupees 10,000. Calculate the capital as on 1st April 2018, means 2019 is the end of the year and 1st April 2018 is the beginning of the year, means we have to calculate opening capital in this question. Okay, means first we have not given the closing capital, but we have given total assets and liabilities of the business. So first we will calculate closing capital, because we can't calculate opening capital without the help of closing capital. So first we will calculate closing capital equals to assets minus liabilities. Assets are rupees 1 lakh and liabilities are rupees 3000. So the answer is rupees 97,000 closing capital. And we can find opening capital, that is closing capital plus drawings minus additional capital minus profits, and profits are also given in this question, that 10,000 rupees. If loss is given, then loss will be added in the opening capital. Okay, means a formula can be changed if loss is given. Closing capital plus drawings minus additional or fresh capital minus profits, means if loss is given, then loss will be added. Thus closing capital we have calculated, that is rupees 97,000 plus drawings, means he had made drawings of rupees 6,000 unit of money, minus additional capital, that is rupees 10,000 minus profit is rupees also 10,000. So 97 plus 6, 1,03,000 plus 10, 1,13,000 minus 10, that is rupees 83,000 answer. Sorry, I have made a mistake. Additional capital will be subtracted. We have to subtract the additional capital he had brought, that is 97,000 plus 6,000, that is 1,03,000 minus 20,000, that is rupees 83,000 opening capital of business. So I hope you will understand, and now with the help of these formulas you have to write these formulas in your notebooks. Okay, first before starting the practical questions. Okay, that's all. Thank you.